First, you need to preheat your molds at least 15 minutes. Take out your molds, be very careful. Don't do what I just did. Please use a glove. If you have a surface that's safe to put something hot on, use that to prop your mold up. I'm using my toaster oven because that's what I have. Now apply a small amount of the liquid polymer. Use the scraper that comes with the mold to sort of spread it across. It will burn your finger, but there isn't really an excellent way to avoid this. If you have a really good oven mitt maybe, or the tip of a towel, you might be able to do it. Now spread it as evenly as possible, really making sure to get it in all the little fine grooves. Otherwise you'll just miss the whole part of the pattern that you're looking to encapsulate. Now if you don't have enough or you're having trouble getting into certain spots, definitely go ahead and add some more like I am at the moment. This mandala mold has little tiny stars on the sides, which are nice as little decorative touches for assorted things. Make sure to clean up your spatula before you put it away. That stuff will get everywhere, the liquid polymer. Now just plop it back in. It shouldn't really fall out or anything, so you don't have to worry about keeping it super flat when you're trying to get it back in to the oven. Now if you've watched my making a soap dish video, this lace mold is actually the one I inserted into the soap dish. And this one I like to mix several colors. I think it's really pretty with the lace. But of course you can do one color, you can stripe it, whatever you like. Just be aware that wherever you put the color initially while it's still piping hot, it will definitely stick in those sections, and then everything else will blend around it. So just be aware of your placement at the beginning. And this one I'm using the turquoise, the silver, the garnet, and this is the spatula that came with this mold. For some reason, some of them have slightly different molds. again, just like I did with the last one. Just really try to make sure you get every little crevasse filled. No worries if you don't the initial couple swipes. You can always get some more liquid polymer and put it in, but just really double check before you bake it. And also with like the lace, any little cast that you leave that you haven't scraped off, you will have to try and either razor blade it or just very gently fold and peel the little thin film. Otherwise you sort of lose that really nice aspect of the detailed lace. And yes, definitely clean it off of anything that you have quickly, especially if it's hot. So we're going to cook it at 275 for 15 minutes. Now I'm trying out a new technique where I've set it for 5 minutes for the mandala, and then I'm putting an extra layer of liquid polymer over it to make it a little thicker. Because they are very delicate, so making jewelry with them is a bit difficult. Generally I set them into resin to give them that extra stability, because otherwise they're just sort of like a thick plastic fabric. But this is obviously not a necessary step, it's just a trowel piece that I'm doing. So I'm just going to give the spatula a sharper angle while I apply this layer of black liquid polymer over it. It will give you that cast that we were trying not to get with the original angle we were doing. And because the mold is so hot from rebaking it again, it's really sticking nicely. Now we're just going to pop it back into the toaster oven at 275 for 15 minutes. Even though we've already baked it for 5 minutes, the mandala with the black, we are going to continue to bake it for another 15. And yay! Finally, the 15 minutes are up. I don't know about you, but I know myself that 15 minutes seems like forever when you're waiting to find out how the project turns out. Anyway, so grab them out. They're going to be really hot. Be really careful. Do not grab them with your bare fingers like I do. Maybe find some tongs at this point. I used to work in a kitchen, so my fingers are a lot more durable on the major burn points. And if you can, start peeling them right away. If it's still too hot, just let it cool a little bit. Either way, it'll be fine. Because you baked them ahead of time, they will release, so you don't really have to worry. I'm just very impatient. So here's the black mandala one, where we did the mandalas in gold, and then we put that extra layer behind it for effect. And as you can see, it's quite lovely. I really like this experiment. I might just actually use it as a sheet in a project. And now for my favorite, the lace. Which is, as you can see, harder to get at without the cast. You just have to be a little bit more prudent. But you see there still is that extra cast piece, no matter how careful you are, because it was so hot when you started. So those bits you're going to have to peel off. Just go gently, support the main part of it, and it should just come off. There are little bits generally in between the lace that happen, and like I said, either pinch it and peel those out, or just grab an X-Acto and just clean it up.